Morning.
Okay. Here we are. Here we are. Okay. Yes, the last one is just you.
Wala yung blind dito.
What was that? Okay. Um. Are you still here, Roy? Uh-oh. I
Yeah,
think.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. I was about to say you had to leave already. um.
Yes. Let's see what the. Oh. Why am I below horrible? I'm not that bad. There's.
To be fair, any update with Killer happens, you have a brain aneurysm.
Okay.
Okay.
I think Roy should be the best here because if I can manage to
Nah,
play the
the best
fucking
the
killer,
the
they must actually be good.
the best tier is mains. All right. So pig. On an enjoyment scale, I would say great killer. Which doesn't really make sense. This is enjoyment scale. She is not a great killer. I could say you could
Wait,
push her to
what?
interesting to play, or could be better. I wouldn't exactly say she's good to play either.
Oh, this is about playing them.
Yes, it's about playing them.
Oh,
It's where I think their power skill is, and also my personal enjoyment playing them. My
nerf
personal
pig.
my personal enjoyment would probably be either I would say good to play. She's not a great killer, not at all. But she is fun to play. It doesn't say fun to play; it says good to play. But yeah, I would say Pig is overall okay. Like on the actual scale of a killer. She got some slowdown plus with the plus given the fact that she was given two free stacks to say the best for last, I guess you could put her in could be better. She's better than okay, but she could be a little bit better. That's where I'm probably going to leave her. Where would you put her?
I never played this pig.
Wait,
Probably,
I think give me one sec.
I'll probably be useless in this tier list because I've not played as half the killers.
I mean that's about the same as that is about
Piggy's fun though.
yeah.
I mean, I struggle, but then again, I play on a console and it's hard to play on console. But I mean, she looks alright. From like what I've watched people playing, she looks like she's good. And playing against the piggy is very fun because I get to boop. If the piggy don't let me boop, then they're horrible. But if the piggy lets me boop, then they're a great killer.
All right. Um Clown is next. Okay,
But
main. Okay, no. I would say he is a great killer to play, at least for me.
yeah,
I've been told I'm actually a pretty good clown player, so I might play him more, so he might actually go up in the main slot. But I'm gonna put him in the great player in the fun wise, and I'm gonna drop him down to good to play on tier wise, on like his actual power. Like he's definitely better than Pig. I can say with that much in mind, I would definitely rank Clown higher of a threat than Pig if you were in a match between the two.
yeah. I would have put them in great or interesting because they're very good at anti-loop. Like
That
you can actually fuck over a pallet loop like with the bottles
that is
if you
true.
know how to use them. Like you can absolutely fuck over any loop if you just know how to use the balls right.
Yeah. Um, Clown. We didn't really talk about the perks because I plan on doing an entire perk list, so perk tier list. So I'll just like very skim through it. Let's say you only have generic perks. Clown only has one kind of bad perk, and with the recent updates that happened, it's not even like horrible even more. Like anymore, like you can actually get some value out of Clophoria. Bamboozle, you can almost always get value out of, especially if you know you get your haste bottle and you're already faster. Then you get that Bamboozle boost as well. That's some pretty good value right there that you can get. And then
True.
Pop got nerfed, but still pretty good. You can still demolish 20% of a Jin. So yeah, and then you have like one perk slot available for a generic perk. So let's say if Clown was your first killer to play, um, Bitter Murmur, Noed, there's a lot of good perks you can run on Clown that are generic, and I would honestly recommend them. Weirdly enough, I would probably say one of the better ones to run might actually be like add-on wise. Hmm. That actually is kind of hard. I'd probably say, add-on wise, I would probably say Pinky Finger and the one that gives you 2 extra bottles, just so you have the chance to get several insta downs as Clown. Not only that, I think it would also be in your best interest to run probably Fearmonger, as it's known now, just so survivors are, exhausted as they get off the gen, so they can't get a sneaky dead hard when you're coming to hit them with your knife. Pig. She only has, well, I can't even say she has two bad teachable perks. I would say she only really has one bad teachable perk, which would be Hangman's Trick. Make Your Choice is still really good. Granted, it's hard to get value out of it because usually they unhook, they see they're exposed, they get scared and usually hide and usually run into the person that got unhooked, and then you're like left with this dilemma: do I tunnel to continue to get my pressure since they decided to leave, the one person that you could have insta-downed? And it's a whole ordeal. Um, and then you have Surveillance. It's a decent perk. It lets you know if someone's touching a gen that you already kicked. So that also ties into why they're the place that they are. Now Spirit, horrible.
Hey,
th-
what the fuck?
this
Spirit's fucking cracked.
no. Did you forget? I'm doing enjoyment first, then power scaling. Now,
Oh,
enjoyment. I actually, you know what? Roy. I do not enjoy playing Spirit at all. Um, I find it very boring. And then there's also the fact I'll have my headphones turned all the way up, and sometimes I still won't hear what I need to hear, and that's what literally everyone tells you to do. My cat and dog are killing each other. Uh, um, but yeah, her perks are decent, I guess. I mean, Spirit Fury is pretty good. Um, so's Rancor. I mean, if the next update does come for fruition, I may be retracting that statement. And Hex on the Ground do we even really need to talk about that? I feel like most people already know that most, well, maybe not spirits, but like if you get that as a teachable, you're going to get value out of that, out of most killers, because they're going to cleanse it. So I would put her in great. I would never main her. Um, but yeah, she technically is a great killer overall. Legion. Actually, I forgot to ask for your input, Roy. You,
And Spirit's fucking. Remember, Spirit used to be extremely fucking overpowered, so you had to nerf her or something. Like that's. I remember I used to main Spirit because they were overpowered and I could actually get kills as them. Spirit was well fun. I don't know if they'll still be fun because I've not played. I don't really play Killer, but Spirit was really fun to play as, and I was alright with her. Like it's good just sneaking up on gens and just grabbing people because they have no idea what the fuck's going on. Jump scare Spirit. But yeah.
yeah. Next is Legion.
Hell yeah, my main.
I would put them in. I don't know if I would put them in interesting to play. I'll put them in okay, which is
Yeah.
which is kind of low technically.
Yeah, I agree. Their power's literally just I stabby stabby kid.
Yes.
Your power's literally just a quiet kid in school. That's literally your power. You just run around shanking people.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, you're broken now. Oh
I mean,
no, you have
if
to
if
mend.
you can chain 5 hits, that is pretty cool. You know, you get that down. But at the same
Yeah, but
time,
let's
that's a
be
lot of
honest.
effort just to get a single down.
Yeah, it's useless. Think about it this way: when you fucking hit, when if you hit all four people with your power, everyone's gonna be fucking injured. So you're gonna one shot them whether or not you've hit all four people once. There's literally no point to it.
Yeah.
Like unless someone somehow manages to heal in that short of a time, the like insta heal is literally fucking useless because everyone's already a one shot from being injured.
Yeah. Now, now that we're done talking about fun, I'll put Legion in could be better. And it feels kind of weird to put them in could be better because I do feel like they are better than what they used to be, like greatly better.
Yeah,
I don't know if I should put Legion in good to play or not. Is the thing, because Legion is, I don't really know how to describe it. Like Legion is kind of just Legion. um
I don't know why it hides the scratch marks when you're using their power. Their power's not even that good, so I don't know why it needs to hide the scratch marks.
um their perks are not very good. Um like
Actually,
they're
Iron
good, but
Maiden.
they're not good, if that makes sense.
I mean, their perks are situational. Like Iron Maiden's really fucking good on Huntress and like Trickster, and people
Yeah.
who need to reload, and people who like need lockers.
Yes,
Like,
it's
but
situational, as you
and
just said. Iron Maiden
yeah,
situational, Mad Grit is situational, and um, what's their third perk? I've already forgotten. The forgotten third perk.
Discordance,
Discordance.
still Gen
Okay,
1.
Discordance is like the only. I mean, even it's sort of dependent on the survivors. Actually, all three of Legion's perks are dependent on the survivor doing something. Two people working on a gin,
Yeah,
someone going into locker, and someone trying to take hit. So, like, they have to get value by the survivors basically playing a certain way. And
yeah,
Discordance is definitely probably the least hardest one to get survivors to do, because usually they want a gen rush. So there's usually going to be 1 to 3 people on a generator. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I I'm trying not to go too deep into perks right now, though.
To be fair, I love Mad Grip because how funny it is. But
Yes.
Madra is memes.
Alright, next we have is Plague. Uh,
It depends on the playstyle of the survivors. Like if they
okay.
cleanse,
Yeah,
like whether they cleanse or not.
survivors
If
can literally
everybody,
make playing Plague, either incredibly boring or semi-interesting. Because if they just don't cleanse, it's a very boring match because you can just insta-down everyone.
yeah, but at the same time, if everyone does cleanse, then you can just you have more of your power. Like
Yeah,
you can
and
damage
that's
people.
kind of the one thing I don't really like, but also sort of like about Plague. Survivors can dictate how powerful she is.
Yeah, like
And
if people are good at looping and don't done the one shot thing don't really matter, then and they don't cleanse, then they only have one red vomit that they can use. But if all the survivors aren't that good at looping and they constantly are healing and constantly cleansing, then you're gonna have more red vomits.
that's why I honestly think they should make it where if you're infected against Plague, you either have Hindrance added onto the Broken or Exhausted. Because I feel like just being broken isn't really affecting the Plague playstyle too much. Because everyone's like, oh, just don't cleanse. But if you add Hindrance or, you know, Exhausted so they can't dead hard, because if they're broken, a lot of people, I know they're like, oh, I can still dead hard, so she'll try to hit me, I'll dead hard, I can extend the chase for a certain amount of time. If you add Exhausted to that, more than likely than not, they're not gonna want to not cleanse. Basically, I feel like behavior should make some amount of change to Plague's power to make it where survivors feel more inclined to cleanse. Um, Power, I'd say interesting to play.
What with? Okay, I'll be right back.
Alright. Okay, so we move on to Ghostface. Um, Main. For those who don't know, I used to main Ghostface for a very, very long time. His perks are kind of in the middle. He's got two good ones, one not very good one. Um, and he actually has an add-on that works for like one of his perks, which I mean, good for that, I guess. Um, Not only, and he's staying here as well. I mean, if you want like playstyle, I would say interesting to good, but he's staying in main because he is one of my many mains that I play fairly regularly. Um yeah, he's pretty fun. Uh you know, grabbing people off gins, totems, or just straight up instant downing them, it feels very satisfying as Ghostface. And even if you don't want to do that, you just want to get someone off a totem really fast and you don't think you'll be able to grab them, a silent stab can really startle some survivors.
Me back.
Hello. I'm on Ghostface right now. I have him in main, and I said uh, I would either have him in great or interesting to play as like the actual level, but since he's my main, I already put him up there. Well, one of my
Yeah.
mains. You have any input on Ghostface?
He looks fun, and what? I okay, I'll be right back. Bitch
Alright.
wants me to put the ladder back up when I literally just brought it back down. I'm sorry.
It's
Won't be too
alright.
long. I'll just catch up with whatever one you're on.
Alright. Demogorgon. Okay. Main. Mostly on PlayStation though right now. I haven't really played Demogorgon too much in my switch to PC. Still setting everything up. Uh, has no perks technically. I realized that when I bought the Stranger Things chapter through Steam code and started leveling him up. Well, no, I didn't even level him up. I just was gonna play a game and he had literally zero perks because his perks are now generic, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. I would say he's interesting to good to play. He's kind of a jack of all trade, master of none. I mean, he has a decent lunge. He has portals, so he can teleport. He can be kind of oppressive, but he can also be easily countered if several survivors go to a portal. If there's a bunch of survive if there's a bunch
That
if there's a bunch of survivors cleansing a portal, Demo's kind of screwed in that front. But besides that, as I said, he's a jack of all trade, master of none of his skills except for maybe his shred. Uh,
yeah.
which you could argue he's not even that anymore because of Wesker, which we'll get into later, because he also kind of has a lunge now, like Demo.
Yeah, everything's special's just been taken away. Fucking
Well,
Dredge is basically demo now, which
um,
is really
I
sad.
I wouldn't really say that. I mean, Dredge he teleports through lockers. I feel like his teleportation is much different than any other teleporting killer. Um, I've always said that Hag and Demo's teleportation is pretty similar. Except you mostly run into it for Hag. I think she does have an add-on though, where she can just decide to teleport to it if she wants.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um. But yeah, she technically had it better because she can easily basically wait a couple seconds after someone unhooks someone's, gets a devour stack, then teleports. And still manage to commit pressure. Demogorgon, he has to stand still, place a portal, or go to a portal that he's already placed, then teleport, making it where you can't really pressure. Um, you just get what I mean, right? Hag kind of
yeah,
Hag's kind of the better teleporter of the two because she can teleport instantly as well. While Demo, it takes him a couple of seconds just to get there, which is good for the survivors, not as good for Demo. He's
yeah. Also,
undetectable.
Hag's traps. I know this is not something intended, but Hag's traps are fucking annoying because they force you to look at them, which can really fuck you over in a chase.
Yeah,
Like I know it's probably a glitch, but like you're trying to run from a killer, you step in the trap and you get forced to look at the trap, which completely throws off like whatever the fuck you're doing.
okay. So next we got I forgot what I was about to say now. Oh, undetectable. While Demo also has undetectable, Wraith, Billy, um, even Pig and Ghostface, as we've already mentioned here, they do undetectable in Sadako. They do undetectable way better than Demo. He literally only gets it when he teleports, or if you bring one of their perks. If we're going by just power, uh, Billy's taken out of the equation, but Sadako and Wraith and Pig and Ghosty are still very much in the equation, which makes him obsolete in the being undetectable game. So that he has the ability to use it, but he's by no means a master of it. You definitely would have a better time playing, I guess, Myers, Ghostface, Pig, Wraith, if you're wanting to go for sneaky plays. Demogorgon, sneaky Demogorgon, not very possible. I mean, you can definitely try it, but it's not going to be as you're not going to get that same, I guess, feeling, if you will, if you were to play Wraith and being bombed right in front of them and hit them. Uh, I talked about how basically Demo is a master of all. Well, no, jack of all trades, master of none. But it keeps him pretty well rounded though, because he has pretty much every ability in the game. That's like the one thing that kind of helps him. So yeah, I would say he's like good to interesting, but I'm having him in mains right now. Oni, we've just had three mains back to back of mine. I love Oni. He's one of my favorite killers. It's a it's probably much easier to flick on PC than it is PlayStation. I'm just used to using PlayStation. Uh, I actually have yet to actually play Oni on PlayStation. Not PlayStation, PC. I have yet to play him on my PC yet. I actually bought him today because I love him so much. Perks could definitely be better. Again, we're not trying to go too in depth in perks because me and my sister, we're gonna have a whole entire tier list for that, and where we think every perk goes over what, and it's gonna be a lot more. It's gonna make a lot more sense. It's not gonna be as messy as this one.
Yeah,
um,
you probably gets what I'd say about Oni.
I'm guessing for you it's gonna be Roy.
Yeah, I fucking hate playing as the Oni. It is literally torture. Then again, I'm not used to his fucking dash, but I'd much rather. I refuse to use his power. I mean, it's good if you know how to use it, but I refuse to use it because I can't, like, just. I can't attack around corners. Like, you know, like how usually, like, you can lunge and, like, turn around a corner? Like, this dash, you can't do that to get, like, to just hit somebody. And when you're in your Blood Fury, there's no option to just hit someone normally. You're forced to try a one shot, and you can't curve around corners and stuff.
Uh,
Which
you do know you can just hit normally in Blood Fury,
it,
right?
it don't let me. It like when I've tried hitting people normally, it just turns into a dash when I try to lunge.
Okay, don't lunge, just tap. Just
Yeah, but then I can't hit people around corners. Makes sense.
okay, yeah, that makes sense. You can't lunge, but you can hit normally.
Yeah, I'm used to being able to lunge around corners.
Okay, I don't really feel like I have anything else to say about Oni besides what I did. You know, his perks are meh, but his power is really, really good if you know how to use it. Um, he's really fun to use for me. And I would say he would be great killer level as well, which we'll just say like great killers like S tier. So Oni and Spirit, they're both in S tier. Okay, Wraith. That's not Wraith. Sorry, I'm a little bonkers right now. Deathslinger, I would say he's a great killer. He's a really great killer. Fun wise, I would definitely say he's S tier. Um, I would drop him down to interesting to play as his actual skill level. I would say he's not really. Actually, I'm gonna drop Pig. Sorry to just randomly do that. Um, and I was just thinking about it. She's okay. Like even with the buffs, she's not incredibly strong because all the time she's been nerfed. It kind of it's kind of made a lasting impact on her. But yeah, Dessinger, his power they nerfed it. And I honestly think it wasn't necessarily a bad nerf because it was kind of almost impossible to dodge Deathslinger. At least to me, it felt like you had to be incredibly lucky, then miss their shot, or you be very very good, and then even then, at some point, you would obviously get shot by Deathslinger. Like
It's not obvious. There's a like a sound cue that plays when you're in like when he's aiming at you and the shot will hit you. There's like a sound cue that plays.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I
Um.
mean, when you're good, it's good. It's easy to dodge, but again, it depends how good the Death Slinger is.
Yeah.
Like it's like Huntress. If it's a good Death Slinger, they can hit you when you not even know that it's meant to hit you.
That also being
They,
said, he's kind of map dependent. There's no question about that. Like, you do not really want to play Death Singer and Larry's. Like, you can still get shots off, like if you're in a hallway. But
yeah,
if someone like deviates and goes to a room, you kind of are screwed. Like, you can't really use your power. Which really sucks because Death Singer's whole thing is his power. Deathslinger is definitely no Demogorgon. He's no master of all trades, so he doesn't have like different abilities he can sit back on, unless he has like certain perks that he brought with him. That being said, his perks, Gearhead, we don't even need to talk about it. Deadman Switch, pretty good. Hex Retribution, also kind of pretty good, but not if you're going for Adept. It's you only get one set of aura reading, but we're just gonna leave it at that. Um, because as I said, we have a killer perk list, tier list coming out soon. What time is it actually? Haley might be getting here soon, so we're gonna be playing PTB, so we can get a good good eye view of what we need to do for tier list on the like new perks that are being reworked. Um, but yeah, sorry for that little side tangent. Is there really anything else I should probably say about Dessinger? Nothing's like
uh,
really coming to my mind. I mean, you can't quick scope. One thing that is pretty
yeah,
satisfying as Death Singer is if people teabag at Exegate and don't leave, you can shoot them and bring them to
yeah,
you and down them. So, he's one of the few killers that can make you pay for trying to be toxic. Same thing with Tombstone Myers.
yeah.
Pyramid Head. For me, Roy. I am not good at Pyramid Head at all when it comes to playing as Pyramid Head. Though on PC, I will say I've been hitting a lot more hits recently, so maybe I think maybe I'm starting to get used to it a little bit now. But and not even that his power is not fun, because like whenever I hit those hits with his power, when people are like trying to loot me and I get those hits, I feel great. I'm not even gonna lie. Like it's one of the best feelings in the world anytime I do that. Um, he also has his special ability to put people in cages, which can be just as or even more annoying than putting someone on a hook. Uh,
Yeah, because when they're in a cage, they don't get affected by hook perks
yeah,
like
if
BP.
yeah, BT doesn't affect them. Uh, Deliverance doesn't proc. We're going forever doesn't work on them. So it can actually hurt a lot of survivor perks as well. Um, that being said, he is an S tier killer. He's a great killer. I'm just bad at him myself. Um, he even has the ability to Mori people without the use of a Mori. Not sure how that's gonna. I'm not sure if that's gonna stay in effect. I probably should have read the patch notes more on this newest PTB. If you actually want to test that out with me and Haley in a custom Roy, that would actually be kind of epic. There's a
Huh?
few things we need to test out, like perk wise with the new Mori system,
Oh,
because
yeah.
we got like Tombstone piece to like try out. We got Devour to test out to see how it's gonna look like now. We got just a bunch of different stuff that we want to try out.
That's yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What happens if you Mori the last person?
Yeah,
Like what?
yeah, that's what I was talking about. And then obviously, as I said, he also has his own like special Mori with the cages, which is also something I want to test out. Uh, Actually, you can't. Oh, that sucks. I just realized you don't have PTB. My bad. I didn't
Oh
mean
yeah.
to get your hopes up. I just completely forgot about it for a moment. Uh,
Oh, I wasn't paying attention to be honest.
but yeah. Yeah, that's Pyramid Head. Still an S tier killer. Probably always will be. Twins. Okay, I'm gonna put twins bad, but not that bad for the average player. This is where I think it is for the average player. Fun wise, I would put it good to play. I have some pretty good fun games with her, like I do Clown. Um, and I would say she's up at interesting to play in actual skill level. Granted, um, people that are usually at that rank at the we'll say interesting to play is A tier. Usually, what they do with Charlotte Invictor is slug the entire time, which I mean, I saw someone say that this new update is actually really good for twins. I have yet to see why. I think even Dowsy made a video on it, so I'll probably go check that out. Um, but yeah, the twins, they've been notorious. I know a lot of people say that they're S tier. I'm not too sure about that myself. Um, but yeah, Nemesis. I'll put Nemesis in. Could be better as the average, and I would say personally myself, Nemesis is really fun to play for me. Uh, and overall he'll end up in mains. If there's one thing you'll know about me, I have a lot of killers that I'm in. Like whenever I play killer, there is no killer that I give. Like there are killers I give more attention to, but my mains I usually give around basically the same amount of attention. I try to get at least a game out of one of each because I enjoy playing them so much. Nemesis, I would say skill level, he's probably good to play, interesting to play if you really want to push it, but I would say he's B tier because we're gonna say that's like B tier. I would say he's B tier. His whip, I mean, it's pretty good that it can break pallets, kind of like Demogorgon. R.I.P. Demogorgon's one of his special abilities that was all to himself. um, but yeah, he can destroy pallets with his whip. He can uh, infect people from farther away at tier 3. That's what the two different tiers do for him. Um,
He can quickly break pallets with his tentacle.
I literally already said that.
Oh, sorry. I have attention zero.
Yes, I literally said R.A.P. Demogorgon's shred ability. He's no longer the only killer that can shred pallets.
He
Which,
weren't even before, was he? Because there was also Bobby, and then there was Billy.
okay, that's okay. Billy and Bubba are sort of different, at least in my opinion, compared to Demogorgon and Nemesis. Mechanic wise, no, not different. But logically, in my brain, they are different because Demogorgon and Nemesis are using their body. Bubba and Billy use their chainsaw. And Demogorgon was like on a whole nother level. Demogorgon broke pallets faster with his shred already, if I remember correctly. And then he also has
Yeah.
Barb's glasses, which makes it shred even faster through the pallet. And you had a more likely chance of hitting someone with your shred while they were dropping down pallet than let's say Bubba or Billy going at you with your chainsaw and then dropping pallet on the killer. You were more likely to hit that with Demogorgon than you were with Bubba and Billy.
Yeah,
I,
Demogorgon's the fastest killer in the game. Like with his shred, he was the fastest.
that might have been taken away from West by Wesker. My info on Wesker and Dredge, I will admit, is kind of obscured. But we're not gonna be getting into them just yet. But yeah, Nemesis can break pallets around, I would probably say around the same speed as Demogorgon, especially when he reaches tier 3. Maybe it's just me, but it definitely feels like he breaks the pallet faster. Not like by a crazy amount, but I definitely know that it reaches longer, and maybe that's it. Maybe just because it reaches longer, it reaches pallets that it wasn't reaching before, it just feels a little bit faster to me. But yeah, his power kinda easy to avoid. It's not like a Huntress Hatchet, where it's super fast and hard to dodge. Like the tentacle, it feels kind of slow whenever you're using it. Um, but it's still fun to use, I would say, especially if you hit someone with your whip and they're already injured, then they run into a zombie. That is the funniest crap that could ever happen in
Actually,
Dead by
yeah,
Daylight.
that's the point. The fucking zombies make Nemi like a lot stronger. Like you can literally stop someone from wiggling free with the zombies. Like if you know that someone's about to wiggle free, you can just walk to a zombie. The zombie will just insta fucking down them as soon as they wiggle free. Then you just don't need to fucking worry about people wiggling free. And zombies can shut down whole fucking loops just by being there. Like
Well, to
if
be
you're injured
fair,
and infected.
zombies are kind of a double-edged sword because anytime I play Nemesis, they're always stuck on a tree doing nothing. Like, I literally went up to this gin that popped, and this zombie was stuck on the tree the entire time. Didn't even force the survivors off the generator. So, there is that. Zombies can either be really good, or they can be incredibly stupid and do nothing the entire match. It's kind of up to RNG. Kind of like if you were the Kobe, I would say zombies are the Kobe of killer. Because sometimes they're really good, or sometimes they're borderline useless, or even block the hook for killer. I've had that happen before when I've played Nemesis. A zombie just body blocked the hook for me when I was trying to hook someone, and they almost actually wiggled out, and it was like, I was not happy. But yeah, the zombies are a double-edged sword. They can be really good or really bad. Um, that being said, when they're good, they are really, really good. They can be game-changing, like completely. Especially depending if they're like outside. Like let's say God Shack. They're about to go down. I whip. I miss. They fast vault. Zombies there. That's a down. Even if I missed, that is still a down, and I can hook them, which makes Nemesis like one of the few killers that has kind of like a, I guess you could say almost like a safety net, but that safety net is like held together by paper clips. Like it can very easily break because of how stupid the zombies are. Pinhead. Okay. I would say he's a great killer. His actual chain is kind of hard to use, but also not like horrible. It's still kind of fun. He's got voice lines, which is always fun. He's like the first. He is the first killer to have voice lines, like actual voice lines, and almost the first character that's actually Ash. Ash was the first character to have voice lines. And then we had Nemesis, who also had voice lines. Wait, actually, Nemesis came out before Pinhead, didn't he?
Yes, I think.
Okay, I completely lied. Nemesis was actually the first killer to have voice lines. But It's literally one line and it's stars. So take that as you will. I would say most people would agree that Pinhead was the first one to have voice lines, like actual voice lines. Like he says full on sentences to you. Um, ranking, I would put good to play. Like he's not crazy good. I would say he's like B tier, even though this is more like C tier. I would still say that he's B tier. Actually, actually, this is B tier. Never mind. This is C and this is D tier. If you will. I can already tell you, no one's really gonna go to bad, but not that bad, horrible, or Roy. Feeling wise, yes, they might go there, but none of these killers are really so bad that they're not gonna go anywhere. Artist. Okay, horrible. She is very boring to me to play as. And even to face, she's kind of just boring. Is my entire problem with her. Like, not only that, her playstyle's kind of predictable. Like, whenever you see an artist, you can kind of predict how they're going to play, and 90% of the time, they play the way I think they're going to play whenever I go up against a artist. Um, Now, on the actual skilling level, I would say she's A tier. Honestly, most people would probably say S tier from her teachables and her power, which definitely make her very, very oppressive. I wouldn't at all say she's the strongest killer though from that. Like I think we all know who is the technical strongest killer in Dead by Daylight. Um and it's not artist. She's strong sometimes. Um I say that mostly she's strong in the right hands and the right survivors hands slash swift. If they're not in the right survive with friend group, uh, not survive with friend group, killer men, kind of makes it almost useless, if you will. I kind of am rambling a little bit. Uh, I'm just kind of really, really hungry right now, so I am kind of slurring my speech a little bit because I'm starving. Okay, Sadako. I'd put Sadako's funness about the same as Pinhead and Clown. I have quite a bit of fun with her, though I haven't played her a lot recently. But when it was announced that Sadako was coming in the game, I was very, very excited. Um, she's one of my favorite horror icons, I would say, probably. Um, that being said, I technically still haven't watched The Ring or Ringu. Keep that in mind. I just saw a clip on YouTube when I was incredibly young, got scarred for life, and just thought she was incredibly scary. So the fact that she was coming to Dead by Daylight, I was like, you know what, this is epic. So I already know what you may say about Sadako, Roy.
What? Oh,
Oh,
I was gonna say, it's fun fucking jump scaring people as her.
I thought you were gonna talk about how you were like traumatized by her as a child as well.
Oh yeah, I cannot look at her Mori, but my personal stuff's got nothing to do with like how fun she is.
Alright.
She's really fun. Like it's funny, like fucking jump scaring people as her, or just watching people get fucking jump scared. Like you just see on a gen, then suddenly my goes like, "What's up, bitch? Hey, sisters!" And then like she just crawls out the TV. Yeah.
Okay, so this is kind
She
of hard for
finally
me.
adds she finally adds an element of horror to Dead by Daylight.
That
Every
is.
other key you could easily just fucking meme about, but she actually can be generally scary. Like every other killer, they're not really that scary. Like, ooh, it's a woman who can go invisible for a bit. Ooh, it's some big old hunky man who chokes you, and oh, it's an edgy teenager. But then there's fucking Sadako who's like, hey yo, bitch, I'm gonna fucking possess you and crawl out of a TV so I can curse you and murder your face. Plus, she jump scares you. And you don't even need to be in a fucking game for her to jump scare you. You can just be fucking innocent. You can just be like, oh, I'm just gonna innocently level up my Sadako because I want to get to level 50. And then bam, she fucking jump scares you. But yeah, she finally makes Dead by Daylight somewhat scary.
Okay,
So,
so
sorry
uh,
for my TED talk.
it's alright. Um, so my enjoyment is definitely up there with Cologne and Pinhead, but I would also say she could definitely be better. She does suffer from a lot of gameplay mechanics. Um, Dredge basically has the same powers as her, but they're way more defined. And even when she first came out, she didn't really have a power that was quote unquote hers, if you will, because she kept on getting compared to Freddy, Wraith, and that was basically it.
Yeah, she's just Freddy Wraith, but at least she actually adds somewhat of a fucking element of horror to a horror game. You'd think a horror game would actually have horror elements, but no. It it takes for Sadako to join for them to finally make shit scary.
All right.
It was like the first actual like thing to add horror. Then there was Dredge, who kind of stole her spotlight.
That I completely agree on. Dredge, I'm gonna put him in okay in the fun tier. I never like don't not have fun with them, but that being said, I don't get like my adrenaline rush, if you will, if I'm playing like Ghostface, Demogorgon, Oni, or Nemesis. Um, Now in strength wise, I would say Dredge is the A tier killer. Um, and that's A tier.
Yeah,
That's B tier. I didn't even really look at that. Okay, Wesker.
I'm saying this as my salty survivor side, but Dredge is probably the only fucking killer I'd call overpowered because of his stupid fucking darkness shit. Because when he has his darkness shit, you cannot see anything. Like I like when he's not when I don't know if it's a glitch where you can see him, but I like when he's highlighted when you're near him, because at least like gives you somewhat of a thing to use when you're fighting, like when you're against him. But when he's wearing a skin, you just cannot. It don't like highlight him, so you have literally no way of telling where the fuck he is. You can't hear him, you can't see him, and it's not that hard for him to get his darkness thingy. Literally, he can just spam in and out of lockers to get it, and which I feel should be harder to get something which makes such a big impact. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, Wesker. I would say he's in the same tier of like I'd say he's very interesting to play. Like interesting to play is definitely the best way to describe him. He's fun to play as well. He's also interesting to play because I'm still getting used to his power. I kind of stopped playing him. Um, but I would actually move him up to an overall S tier. I would say Wesker is an S tier killer. A lot of people say he's B tier, A tier, like high B tier, low A tier. I would say he is S tier. I would say probably low S tier, but a lot of people seem to kind of downplay his power, I feel.
Yeah,
He's very oppressive.
Yeah, you can use him to get around loops. Like if there's a loop, you can like use one dash to like go to the loop and then walk around and then use the other dash to hit somebody. Like you can use to like move around loops, which if it makes sense. I'm bad at wording things, but yeah.
Yeah. Also his power, as I said, what I feel like they should probably do with Plague to add like a underline something that makes cleansing more appealing. They did that with Wesker. Um, they make you hindered, and you can be insta-grabbed as well if you do not cleanse. So basically, they don't necessarily force you as survivor to do it. If you really want to, you don't have to. But it greatly does encourage you. If you don't want to like lose the game, you more than likely are going to want to um you know cleanse. You're going to want to get rid of Ouroboros. And I honestly think they really did good on Wesker. Um, he's kind of hard to play against, at least in my opinion. Like, I have a really hard time surviving matches if I'm up against a Wesker, which is something I'm definitely going to have to work on when we do hardcore. I'm going to have to, like, study Wesker specifically. Um, because like I can already say if I have like a win streak, a survivor, and a Wesker comes, he like 9 times out of 10 he's probably okay. That's kind of high. 7 times out of 10 he's probably going to kill me in that match. Doctor, he's okay. Um, both to play as and his overall skill level, like scaling over everyone else that we said, he's okay. He can definitely break down loops, which is pretty good. You could argue that he's in could be better because of that, because he can mess up some loops pretty well, and he can force people off gens with his power, which not many killers can actually say. And by force them off, I mean actually force them off for a decent amount of time, because they have to become sane again. Um, like you could be like, oh, I mean, Pinhead also does it really good. Let's say Pig dashes and misses. If the survivor really wanted to, they could kind of like sneak around and continue working on the Jin if the pig wasn't like very good with their awareness. Is my whole entire thing about it. But with Doctor, you can, you know, use your big static blast and kind of make everyone inside, so they can't touch the Jin. Which is it's pretty game changing, honestly. But that being said, even with his potential, I would still say he's an okay killer. He's not anything crazy. Trickster. Okay, I jokingly put Pyramid Head in the Roy level. I would say, in actuality, like fun wise, I would put bad, but not that bad. Trickster would be my Roy. um, like anytime I've played Trickster, I've not had fun, and I usually get bullied. It's why I have like not picked up Trickster and ever really. Like I just kind of dropped Trickster. I decided, I don't really need to play him anymore. I got his teachables. I'm good, except I have to get his teachables again on PC, but that's okay because I'm definitely up for the challenge. Because I used to be the same with Billy, which I will get into soon. His power is throwing knives. He has to go into the locker. I definitely feel like you have more potential of downing several survivors as Trickster compared to Huntress. Mostly because I feel like you can consistently. I feel like you have more knives to down survivors as Trickster than you do hatchets to down survivors as Huntress. Um, One thing that kind of sucks, but I also kind of understand, is Huntresses and also Trickster's slower movement speed. It's because they throw stuff, which are harder to evade. Um, but that definitely also has added to some of my frustration because there's been times where, had I just had that missing speed that the average killer would have had, that Trickster was missing, I definitely could have like gotten a hit. But then I didn't because of that. Next we have the
We got the
grandfather.
pinball machine. I love Trickster.
Wait, actually,
He's one of the
let me
people.
move Roy, because that was where my fun level usually is, and that might change.
I love Trickster. He's one of the people I love playing as.
I'll
'Cause I
put
like ranged killers.
I'll put Trickster at could be better because I feel like he could be better, but he could be worse. Billy. Now I'm gonna put him real quick where I think a lot of people will have him, which is interesting to play. A tier. He goes in my mains because I recently started maining him, like pretty consistently. Um, and I would say my mains are kind of interesting. Like not all of them. I wouldn't even say all of them are S tier or even A tier for some of them. Like Ghostface, I would say is like B tier. Same with Demogorgon. Oni S tier. Um, Nemesis B tier, and Billy's an A tier in my personal opinion. On their like how many, how often they will get kills. This is not taking into account for babies though, because baby Billies almost never get kills. Um, he has a really good power. If you have actually Nemesis is teachable, lethal, you're almost guaranteed to get it down early game, which is really good. Um, and you can make it you can make it a very oppressive game as Billy, with certain builds, and you can just make it pretty much impossible to do anything. Okay, Blight, S tier. He is a great killer. He's also someone I'm trying to main. So I'm gonna leave him in S tier for right now because I haven't technically played enough games of him on PC or PlayStation, getting used to his power for me to straight up say I am a Blight main. That being said, Blight I will have in the great killer category. He is definitely an S tier killer. And that's already like 6 S tier killers, as I've said. I don't see Artist or Dredge as S tier, which a lot of people would argue as well. Twins, I would say, is very arguable. She can be an S tier or an interesting to play, in my personal opinion. Nurse. Is this even a surprise that Nurse is in the S tier slash grade killers? I probably should have done my
No.
enjoyment level. Okay, my enjoyment level. Good to play sometimes. Like, I sometimes get bullied while I play as her, but I can usually come back whenever I'm getting bullied. Like if you've watched my streams, whenever I'm getting like bullied at the beginning of the game, I can usually turn it around. I would say I've only really had one bad game recently as Nurse where I didn't even get a 1K. I've usually been getting 3 to 4Ks as Nurse. So there is that. I mean, she's She's Nurse. She's S tier. She can destroy basically any form of looping you have just by
Yeah.
using her power. She can teleport through walls. She can go up or down with her power. She can efficiently, basically, have Devour, protect it, teleport away from Devour, down someone, hook them, go back to the Devour totem to make sure no one's cleansing it, back and forth, very easily with her power, and then get the
Yeah.
Moris off.
Nurse plus like the new fucking like Mori system is going to be overpowered as shit because she can easily slug a whole team.
Yeah.
Like just run the fucking slugging Sally build and you're kind of fucked.
Okay, Myers. I would say my enjoyment would be S tier. I always pretty much enjoy a Myers game, even if I get. Okay, I don't know if I should exactly say that, because if I get toxic survivors and they're teabagging and they escape and I don't get to use my tombstone piece or just tombstone in general, I do end up getting a little bit upset. But that being said, I would say Myers is good to play. He's better than okay, because, his tier 3 definitely makes up for his problems of tier 1, with the faster vaulting, longer lunge, etc., etc. And the fact it insta downs as well. And then you also have the option the Mori with add-ons. That's actually something I should probably talk about with as a tier list for me and Haley later. Is add-ons. Um, but yeah, I would say I used to be a Michael main. I kind of stopped playing Michael after I played Ghostface because I felt like he was better. Theoretically, okay, it's kind of wishy-washy on who you can say is better. Um, because when you reach tier 3 as Myers, you can insta down anyone, but Ghostface is very specific. It's the people that you've stalked. So it can either end up really, really bad or really, really good for you when you're Ghostface if you go after someone. And if you don't have them stalked, that's kind of an oh well for you. Hag. I'm gonna put her in okay as enjoyment. I'm gonna leave her in could be better, which might surprise some people because she used to be in contender for S tier, but she's kind of been hit with nerfs kind of like back to back that have really, really hurt her play style, which many people not like this, but her play style was actually the most efficient way to play Hag, which was tunnel. Base kit BT kind of hurt that. I mean, you can definitely play Hag without tunneling, but if you're running Devour, her teachable, tunneling is kind of the best thing to do. Like, I don't think there's anyone that can really dispute that too hard. Like, obviously you don't want to kill them on third hook, because you want to get that Mori off. But, I mean, unless, they're forcing you to pressure. If they're, like, pressuring gens really, really hard.
If it's a good hag, they can absolutely fucking destroy a team.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
If you just know how to use her power.
Yes. That being said, Hag has been nerfed greatly, though. I think a lot of people knows this. This is why, like, if you go on Dead by Daylight, you'll never see a Hag now, basically. No one plays Hag anymore. Because of the nurse. Not the nurse. I mean, I guess you could say the nurse as well. Probably has a fact to it. She definitely is superior than Hag. She's always been superior than Hag, but yeah, you get what I mean. But yeah, I definitely would say Myers is. I definitely feel like Myers is the better killer than Hag in this scenario, which some people will probably disagree. But I feel like Hag suffers a lot from the last couple of updates. Like, the only semi-good thing was the Saber Best for last built-in 2 stacks. That was like the only thing that really helped her that much. Okay, Huntress, main. Also, where would I have her if she wasn't a main? S tier. I don't know why that is a question. Like, a lot of people are like, well, she's A tier, she's not S tier. I will greatly argue that she is, I wouldn't say easily, but she is a definite contender for an S tier killer. If you've watched Coconut RTS any time of your life, you will know that you can get some really nutty hits on Huntress that you can't do on other killers because she's ranged. And that is what makes Huntress better than Trickster. A lot of people wonder who's the better of the two. I know a lot of people have been saying Trickster recently. It's still Huntress. You ain't going to see a Trickster down someone across the map while also chasing someone in front of them. That is something I think only Huntress can really do. Like, yeah, Nurse can sort of do it, but she has to blink, which can definitely, with fatigue, can cost quite a bit of time. Unfortunately, Huntress is kind of slow, but you slap a Eerie Hatchet on Huntress, and you basically can say GG to the match. Most survivors still hate Iridescent Hatchet, even when you only have one. Like, if you only have Eerie Hatchet and that's it, I've still seen people DC from that to this day. That, and she's just really fun to play, especially at loops, because survivors will either camp the pallet if they're kind of babies, which is an easy hit, or you get the overconfident survivors that will like hug the wall close to the pallet to like try to dodge it because they think I'll miss them and then I hit them. And then there's the embarrassing times where I actually do miss them. But yeah. She is a very fun killer to play as, and I would highly recommend it. You have anything to say about Hunters?
I like Huntress. Most of it's just for the reasons that you said. You could just, like, yeet fucking hatchet halfway across the map and hit people. Which is fun. And distance don't mean shit, because if someone has distance when you can just throw a hatchet.
Yeah.
Like Trickster, it's a lot easier to dodge his knife. You have to hit someone a lot more fucking times. With Huntress, you only have to hit someone once.
Like, the only thing that Trickster probably has over Huntress is perks, honestly. His perks are a lot better as teachables for him than Huntress's are for her. Like, don't get me wrong, they fit Huntress, like, lore-wise, but they are horrendous to use.
Yeah, I'm not saying this to be mean, but literally every single one of Huntress's perks is absolutely useless. Like, none of them are helpful. Except Huntress Lullaby, but it's very, very, very fucking situational. Like, you have to use it in a very particular build for it to at least be somewhat good.
And usually,
bad attention spans.
And usually on this killer.
Yeah. Like, mostly her perks are just shit. Territorial Imperative is bad. And then there's I don't even fucking remember what her last perk's called. Oh, it's called Beast of Prey, ain't it?
Yes, when she's chasing someone after she chases someone for enough time, after she chases someone for enough time to have bloodlust, she becomes undetectable.
Chase someone for like I forgot how long it is. It's like 15 seconds, ain't it? To get bloodlust. Chase someone, waste 15 seconds just to become undetectable for like 3 seconds. It's so fucking bad.
Not only that, I'm pretty sure you're using the time that you get Bloodlust now. Think about old Bloodlust time before you would get Bloodlust. I actually never got value ever with old Bloodlust with Beast of Prey. Especially if I'm playing Huntress. That's a no. That's just not happening with her slower speed.
Yeah.
Now,
Like,
Bubba. Oh, I'll let you keep on going.
no, all I know is that, like, Beast of Prey is fucking useless. Like, you could probably get more use out of fucking Insidious in during a chase than that. Like,
Yeah,
I genuinely think Insidious would be better in a chase than Beast of Prey.
yeah.
Like, you already fucking know they're there.
Yeah, and that perk is even more useless on Huntress when you realize she still hums, and you can still tell the around the area of how close she is to you because of said humming.
Yeah.
Like you could make the Bubba or Billy's chainsaw. They go off while they're undetectable. Except the thing is, it's not freaking map wide. Like if
Yeah.
Tinkerer goes off, unless he's using his chainsaw to get to you, until he's like really close to you, you're not gonna know he's there. Huntress, when she's undetectable, you're gonna know she's still there because
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
still gonna be
I'm pretty
blasting
sure
in your ear.
her lullaby is louder than her tear radius.
Yes, it is.
So yeah, I mean, I thought one very fucking situational thing about Huntress is about the lullaby. I mean, about Beast of Prey. If you're chasing someone and you know that there's someone there, you want to sneak up on the person who's hiding near the person being chased for some reason, then you can use it to sneak up on the person who's hiding near the person being chased. I guess. But I don't think that's going to work very well.
Yeah,
But I guess you could use it for that if like, but that's a very big fucking stretch.
yeah. Now we have Bubba. Oh, hello. I'm so sorry, Twisted. Uh, my text-to-speech hasn't been really working all that well. Um, just give me one quick second. I'm gonna try to fix it. Okay. That is pretty annoying though, that it hasn't been working that entire time. Okay, I have opened it. It should be going off now.
Oh yeah. Hi person. I'm Rosie.
Oh, it was twisted.
Hi Twisted.
I'm
I'm
pretty,
Rosie.
I'm pretty sure they know that you're Wizzy.
No, they do not. Nobody knows who Rosie is because Rosie does not exist. I am Brody. Nobody knows who Rosie is because.
Okay, there we go. We have a slight echo. Thank you. Okay, okay. So, I got that back on. Boba. He was... Also, Huntress was like one of my original mains. So was Spirit. I do not enjoy Spirit. So she is obviously no longer my main. Bubba, I would say if we're going overall, I would say he's A tier. Like, he is still really good. Like, a lot of people...
Alicidra.
Oh,
Welcome
dear
to my
God.
channel. 0x2. Welcome to my channel.
Thank you.
Academy
Thank you,
Impossible.
bot. Thank you, bot.
Welcome to my channel.
Thank you, bot. Thank you, bot.
Commander Root. Welcome to my channel.
Can I shut you up?
Alien Conglomeration. Welcome to my channel. Dankying around. Welcome to my channel. Anna_banana_10. Welcome to my channel. Alien Gathering. Welcome to my channel. Valentina Alcaraz.
It still has
Welcome to my channel.
still has quite a bit.
Lurks. Welcome to my channel.
Alright.
Polarigui. Welcome to my channel.
Okay.
Emma_the_dilemma. Welcome to my channel. Meta
Welcome to my channel.
Welcome to my channel. Farming girl.
Okay, I need to
Welcome to my channel.
I need to change it.
Alroad Sleet to Theft Farm.
Why don't you just
Welcome
battle
to
the
my
bots?
channel.
I'm pretty sure there's like
Alexis Phoenixes.
a tool that you can
Welcome
use
to
that
my
also
channel.
bans bots.
Sophia Fox 21. Welcome to
Welcome to my channel.
Adriana Barbero. Welcome to
Welcome
my
to my
channel.
channel.
Alroad Sleet to Thelian. Welcome to my channel.
Alright, so now that that's done, Bubba, I would say he's A tier. I would say he's actually better than Billy? Sort of. Billy has a lot better long a ways chase pressure than Bubba does. Bubba, you really want to like get on their tail before you start revving your chainsaw. Because if you do it too far, you're not going to get to them, and you may even tantrum, you might run into something. But besides that, I would say Bubba's probably better than Billy. One of my favorite add-ons actually makes people broken when you hit them with your chainsaw. And you might think that's counterproductive if you insta-down, but it basically makes it where they cannot heal.
Welcome to my channel.
Hello. But yeah, it makes it where they just can't heal when they're broken, and you know that's really good when you have someone that just can't heal, and so like you run into them after you've already hooked someone, they didn't have the chance to heal, so they're still injured. That's an easy another down, another hook. That is probably one of my favorite add-ons on Bubba, where you just chainsaw someone and they're broken. It unfortunately is kind of tragic when you run a speed limiter with it, though. Because, I mean, you can make everyone broken, mind you. But, like, it still kind of irks me anytime someone asks me to bring speed limiter on Billy or Bubba, especially when it's, like, a good team. Unless it's, like, a meme build, like Naruto Bubba, which can actually be really good. But, yeah. I would say Bubba's A tier, but he's going to end up in the main slot because he's one of the killers I main. Freddy. Enjoyment-wise, could be better. I mean, I have some fun palette games where Hello?
Oh, sorry, my internet did the thing again.
Okay. I was very confused, Roy. Yeah, Freddy could be better on the enjoyment scale. He has some fun games that you can do with fake palettes. That's about it. Really just running a palette build on Freddy is like the only thing that's really fun about him to me. I don't really enjoy running, I don't even remember what they're called anymore because I don't use them. I always use dream palettes instead. Pools of blood, that's what I'm gonna call them, because that's basically what it is. His pools of blood, they're not useful at all. You might as well play clown if you want to have any type of like slow down and chase. Freddy does not do it good at all. He honestly needs a rework. Again, I really hope that Behavior does that, because Freddy, he needs a rework and a rework on his Mori. It does not feel like Freddy at all. It's very bland. Like, Ghostface, they did really well on his Mori. It felt like Ghostface. Demogorgon, really well. Bubba, really well. Nemesis, really well. They all feel like they fit his character. Well, their characters from the licenses, and also Myers. very good Mori. Pig, interesting. I wouldn't say it's bad at all. It works for her. And Sadako's Mori is also really, really good and fits her character, like most of the licensed characters, in my personal opinion. Freddy's is so very bland and mundane. He stabs you in the chest, and it goes, ha ha ha. And then that's the entire Mori. That is not at all what Freddy is like. He doesn't French laugh and then leave. He likes to, like, as weird as this sounds, I want a Freddy that's almost like tormenting the survivor in the Mori, because that is who Freddy is.
Hell yeah. Like the survivor sees fucking hallucinations or some shit before they get stabbed.
Even that would be good. Like, he's known for having very, very creative kills in his series.
Lenare Welcome to my channel.
Hello, I hope you're having a good time. But yeah, Freddy, his Mori freaking sucks. It does not, I don't feel like it fits his character at all. I'm gonna leave him at could be better. But yeah, we got Wraith. Enjoyment level, okay, enjoyment level would be great. I always have a pretty fun game when I'm playing Wraith. That being said, I don't know if I should put him in okay or could be better. I'm gonna put him in okay.
Wraith is really good if you know how to use him.
Well, yeah, I know how to use him, but actually, now that I'm rethinking about it, he's good to play. He's good to play. I put him in the same level as Clown, Pinhead, and Myers. I kind of like my obscurity kind of just the last couple of games I had. It kind of blocked my perspection of it, I guess, of his power. I was playing on the PTB with him, and I only had his Adept. I only had 3 perks available to me, and it was basically just Adept. So, yeah, that's part of the reason why I had him at okay for a second. He's good. Some of his add-ons are kind of garbage, especially when he has other add-ons that do the same thing better, like way better, or the exact same. Don't get me wrong, I do believe that there should be perks, not perks, add-ons that do the same thing but better. But, like he has the Clapper, which makes it where whenever you uncloak, the bell goes all around the, well, everywhere in the, vicinity. Like, every player will hear it like he's uncloaking next to them.
And that's why the bell.
Yes. But he also has Silent Bell, which, I mean, are 2 different things, technically. I guess they shouldn't be put together, but for some reason, a Wraith did put them together. I don't know why. They decided to run both, when one is literally, it makes it silent.
I mean, that's just like running fucking Tombstone and Mirror. It's just funny.
I guess that's true. But it's kind of a waste. It doesn't even take away the Iridescent. The Iridescent takes over. It's a thing. So it's not like he's not getting value off of his Iridescent. It's just he's not going to get value out of his yellow add-on, which is weird. Just, I mean, to me at least. I can see I can see the funny out of it, but it's kind of a waste. But he's good to play. I wouldn't say he's like S tier or even A tier, but B tier I would definitely say Wraith can comfortably stay there. Trevor, I would say he's okay. In actual level, but he is one of my mains. I have a lot of fun playing him. I usually get 3 to 4 Ks playing as Trapper, but that being said, Trapper games tend to be kind of wonky, I would say. They're fun, but they're also kind of hard to do. Basement Trapper, I feel like, is kind of fun. I don't do it. I wouldn't even say I do it once a week, but every once in a while we'll do just a Basement Trapper / Basement Bubba stream because it's fun. But I don't do it consistently because I find always doing Basement Trapper to not be that fun. Like, obviously, if I'm doing a match and I down someone, like, right next to Basement, I'll put them in there, but I won't, like, heavily guard it unless I feel like I should. In other words, I'll definitely give the survivors a chance to get their unhook, get their heals, and do what they want while I try to go after someone else. But yeah, that is all the killers that we currently have in the game. I feel like this tier list is kind of semi-accurate. I mean, the mains kind of ruin it, but I already placed my placements. But if someone were to, like, take a screenshot, people would probably be kind of confused, maybe, unless they watched this entire stream. But yeah. That's my feelings on every single killer, and where I think they probably around stand, ranking wise. Yeah, Sadako, Freddy, they're both pretty weak, because their powers are kind of not that good. They need a rework. Sadako needs less of a rework than Freddy, I would say, because she's way on the right path. Freddy just seems to not know what he wants to do, is the thing with Freddy. Anyways, I had a lot of fun doing this tier list. Actually, Roy, okay, Ghost of Tsushima, almost hit me in the face. It fell off my shelf. That actually almost scared me. Roy, would you say this list is any amount accurate?
I don't know much about killers.
Okay, enjoyment-wise, do you say, is any of this about accurate? Like, going up against or playing as?
I mean, going up against, definitely behalf them at the fucking bottom. Well, actually, I love going against Nurse. I fucking hate going against, like, I fucking hate going against Dredge. The Dredge would definitely be at the fucking bottom if it was about enjoyment of playing against them. Also, personally, I'd put Tricksters higher, because I like playing as ranged killers. And Doctor's easy for new players to get hold of. Like, he's one of the characters where if you're new to the game, he's quite an easy-ish person to start as.
Yeah, I guess so. I personally, I mean, he's not in the game anymore, but if Demogorgon was still in Dead by Daylight, he would be the killer I would probably point people to. He would cost you money. Doctor wouldn't or would cost you money depending on what system you're playing on. If you're playing on Epic's, Windows, or Steam, you would have to buy Doctor as well. But out of the two, if Stranger Things was still a DLC, I would probably point people more towards Demogorgon, especially since you also got 2 survivors with that DLC as well. Would it cost you a little bit more though? It would cost you your buck, but I would say it would be worth it because, as said before, Demogorgon is a jack of all trade. While he may be a master of none, he will give you the basic foundations of both killer and also killer. Sounds confusing, and by that I mean he gives you the basic foundations of how to play every killer, basically, but he also shows you how to play killer in general, but he also gives you, like, if you want to play a stealth killer, he can give you a little bit of a pointer with his indetectable. Granted, it's not that good. And I don't feel like I have to like go through everything now because I've kind of already said it, and no one can actually really get Demogorgon unless they want to pay like $50 to like CD keys. But yeah, there is that. Um, Now playing up against, I love playing up against Freddy's, Sloticos, Legion, Pig. Doctors are iffy. Sometimes they're fun, sometimes they're not. Hags, I haven't really gone up against a hag in a really long time, so I honestly wouldn't be opposed to it. Wraith, they're always usually fun. Myers are also usually fun. Clowns are really fun because of a certain incident.
Shut up. Shut up.
I'm sorry, but it's forever in my memory now, Roy. I cannot stop laughing at it.
Even when I bullied you as nurse. Remember when you were playing as nurse and I bullied you with my friend? That is forever stuck in my memory.
Only
that
a
was
few
big
know.
fun. You're okay, in a way, you're actually the person who taught me to play this game. I'm pretty sure you might have been one of the first nurses I played against.
Pinhead's pretty fun because of his voice line, his powers. Iffy, sometimes it's annoying, sometimes it's fun. Playing against a survivor, and
I
even
fucking
as
love playing
killer.
against Pinhead. Just so I can hear him say, "I came, the box, you opened it, and I came."
Now, the killers I'm enjoying the most right now on my main list is either Billy or Bubba. I don't know why, but these two chainsaw killers have really gone up in my appreciation list since I switched to PC. Because I was becoming a bit of a Billy main on PlayStation not too long ago. I'm having a phone call right now. I'll go check what it is. Never mind, it was just looking full main again. Another, I'm guessing, person wanting to have me join their trade school again. Okay. But yeah. Not exactly sure why I've been enjoying these two more than usual, but I have been. We have Chainsaw Texas and Chainsaw Ohio. Only true gamers will understand. But yeah, I'm having quite a bit of fun right now myself. Just kind of, I guess you could say, wait, what? Okay. Alright. I'm going to copy this. And if you guys want, you can join my Discord. Hopefully, no unsavory people join. I have had that quite recently, actually. Uh, almost.
Wait, what's going on?
I'm gonna put my Discord if I can.
Why don't you wait, do you have any bots in your stream?
I do.
Like, do you have like stream elements or anything like that?
Oh, no, I've downloaded them before, but they like don't go to my actual Twitch for some reason.
You need to press the button to make them go into your chat. Yeah, but please don't be pulling it, Adam. Please. We spent like fucking half an hour trying to figure out what the fuck why Adam's one weren't talking in chat, and it's because he forgot to push the add bot to channel button. He forgot to press the button to add the bot to his chat. But please don't pull it, Adam.
How do I even do that?
On your website, go onto Stream Elements website, and then you log in with your Twitch. And yeah.
Alright. Okay, get started. Twitch.
And then there should be a button that says add bot to chat or something like that.
Stream Elements. Welcome to my channel. Stream Elements bot running robot face.
Okay, we at least have that on now. I also had
Yeah.
like different stuff that I added to it, but it doesn't seem to be quite working quite well. Also, I got another new announcement. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Oh, never mind. I now know what it is. Anyways. Stream Elements, hello, how are you doing? I gifted you a sub to Hexit's Royce, I hope you enjoyed it.
What do you want? I need to help this fight with them. Then see,
Okay, there we go. Anyways, we've been streaming for a hot minute, so I'm gonna end it off here, I think. I couldn't really get the Discord pulling up. Also, Drip Hamster 3, thank you for the follow. I know you're probably not here. You were here on my Minecraft stream. If we didn't have the chat working right to tell me where anything is, where if people were talking, I mean, and so I missed that. Big apologies for that. Thank you for the follow. I always feel really bad if I ever miss any follows. So I'm really glad, you know, that you were, well, nice enough to actually come on, stop by. And I'm gonna end it here. I hope you guys had a good one. I had fun. I don't really have anyone to raid currently, so we're not gonna go for a raid, but yeah.